they're something up on their sleeves.
They're betting that Todak, they're making a bet here. Now Todak have two options. They pick up the Grok for themselves, or they don't pick up the Grok and they flex Cho. It's good, however, EVOS will have a much better hand if Todak decides to pick up the Cho and Kaja.
Cho.
No, Todak don't want to give up the Cho or the Kaja.
Picking.
They lock in Cho as well as the Grok. Now EVOS will have a decent hand compared to an amazing hand.
Yeah. But I still don't understand, why would you first pick Harith? It's not like the best hero at the moment.
It's not the best, but they can make do with what they have, and I'm pretty sure that there's still something that they want, and that's going to be the accurate slipping through the bans as well, which we did not really mention. And I definitely would prefer having a Kaja for a lockdown. And remember, there's still the archetype. They still want to go for that tank, but then again, I feel like this is solid enough for EVOS to play around with.
Absolutely.
Mincetar,
your team is
it's coming back. It's coming back, and I think it's really, really good. Personally, I kind of wish that Todak kind of gave away the Cho and locked in the Kaja for themselves just so they could play Mincetar and lock both of them up.
Is banning.
Yeah, and we know him, of course, pulling up some great King's Calling in between those fights as well to lock down so all these members who commit in towards a fight. So I'm really looking forward to what they have to
your team
go
is
in
picking.
for the final two picks for Todak. Now, pretty good man of discussion. They respected what Moon has to offer in the first fight. And now, when we talk about the Akai, and instantly they just locked it in and not having to see them getting that sort of pick.
I think for Todak here, they're probably looking to lock in their mages as of right now. I mean, Lunox is looking pretty good here.
Lunox.
Yep.
Lunox. All right. Now,
Your
EVOS on the other
team is
hand,
picking.
the real question, do they want to pick up Kimmy? Do they want to pick up... sorry, they don't want to pick up the Kimmy, but do they want to pick up the Granger?
I feel like Granger will be great because it's too good to pass, and Chico still have the option on the table. If they're not going to do it right now, they're just going to be having that on the opponent's hand.
That's also true. I feel like Todak could also pick up Kimmy for themselves, but locking in the mage was more important, just to tell EVOS like, hey, you don't know what we're going to pick just yet. Maybe you want to pick up the Kimmy, which really doesn't complement your team composition already.
Yep, and what I did mention
your team
just
is
early
picking.
on, they already tried with Kimmy in the first game, and now Granger on Potato.
Hayabusa.
Massive walkway with the MVP, and this will be the first Hayabusa that we're seeing here in the Grand Finals.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough one, but let's get into these games.
Nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their...
Welcome back, everybody. EVOS Esports SG on the blue side, Todak on the red side. Game 2 with Todak 1 game ahead. Will EVOS make a statement right here telling Todak, hey, you can't count us out just yet?
That's right, and they need to break the curse. Todak fans are all roaring throughout the rest of the day, and there's good reason for that. Well, the meme goes on, Todak pause. What's new? What's new?
I love how they have signs about the Todak pause as well. It's such an iconic meme at this point in time. I still definitely enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, and of course, and I like how they directly translate it, like just to cover it up and say, oh, it's a will strat, the will meta. And because will in Malay is pause.
Oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, this crowd definitely looking to have a lot of Todak fans as well as EVOS fans. I'm definitely seeing a mix of jerseys from both sides.
Yeah, and like I like how they're really sporting. We saw even in the very first matchup between the two of them, you can hear it's like a 50-50 chant from left and right. So it's like they all sit it all over the place, so you can hear the whole place ringing. And if you guys are not here, then you're not part of the Cool Kids Club.
More like you're missing out a once-in-a-lifetime experience between two impressive teams here.
That's right, and first, let's get the show underway as we'll see game 2 here. First, talk about the M1 promo codes. Go ahead and snatch up, and looking at Ninas here, he's gonna go for a little bit of knockback here. He's gonna fall back for a little bit, giving this proxy away to EVOS Esports.
Yeah, kind of interesting that Todak don't really want to respond to this, mainly because like, oh, hey, yeah, once that gauge meter builds up for Seoul, it's going to be really, really difficult here. The early game 4 against 3 now, this buff steal is going to be so important. Who's going to get it? 5-6 orange, but Potato's in trouble. He goes down. They're trying to shut down the Hayabusa as soon as possible. Potato takes a little bit of damage, and the buff is stolen away. Everything went into the favor of EVOS Esports.
That's definitely a great deal of cards, but E1 wants to trade back. They say that, hey, you might have that in his hand, and here comes X-Ray forcing the flicker away, coming from JPL. Really risky moves, but hey, definitely got a little bit of advantage perhaps, and look at all these spells. Only JPL has the flicker.
Yep, he wants to make the play. The Purify is just a really effective spell, considering that Mincetar isn't going to let them have a fun time later on into the game. And more importantly, JPL, really good preemptive flicker. He understands because of the Grok buffs, he would have been chunked out, putting him at lethal range for the likes of Moon.
Oh yeah, and they don't really want to give that sort of leeway to the members of Todak here. And I would really like looking at those sort of compensation that they brought up. There's a little bit of that mobility in the kid, and of course, we talked a little bit about Revitalize on how useful that you can be in some of these team fights, and Halos is currently carrying it.
Turtle resurrecting
yeah, and they're doing
soon.
a good job here. Now, I want to point out that the emblems for X-Ray are assassin emblems, so he's going to be a fighter Cho. They're going to have some really strong split push. It looks like they're actually going to play a 1-3-1.
Oh yeah, and I would say that you cannot underestimate the sort of burst that can come out of that Cho. And speaking of that, EVOS here, they're already still thoughting out these members, trying to take down that very first turtle of the game. Here comes the first, and oh my goodness, he won't be able to snatch that away with that flicker attack, and E1 get caught up in that slaughterhouse.
Some great play coming in from EVOS Esports. Oh wait, Chico, he's gonna go all right on top of Potato. Potato takes quite a bit of damage from the quad, but he gets locked up by the Divine Judgment. 2 kills for a turtle, going over to EVOS Esports.
Now we're seeing 3-0, but Ninas here, they're slowly losing the plot as we speak, and I feel like that was a little bit way too messy from Todak's side. Like, they didn't really expect that sort of a snatch coming from the back as well, but my oh my. They really got to look out for each other, and they need to send somebody to wrap things around so that these sort of dives won't happen ever again.
I think they kind of underestimated how, oh, Moon takes quite a bit of damage. I definitely think Todak underestimated how much damage they could put into the turtle. They thought they could clear up a lot quicker before the rotations. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and they get punished for it. Hopefully, this next upcoming turtle, they're a little bit more careful with it.
Oh yeah, of course, there's still catches for them. And for the time being, we're looking at EVOS here, near towards a 3K deficit, 2.5 to be exact. And I would say that EVOS Esports here, they need to make good use of that sort of momentum that they have in this early phase of the game. And they already halted E1 from, you know, becoming that monstrous tank coming on the table. And oh my, that's that.
Unfortunate retribution there, but right now X-Ray takes a little bit of damage, but he breaks the fire armor, setting up for a great dive coming in. Moon locks him up. Wow, E1, that was a nasty Guardian's barrier.
Oh yeah, pretty smooth one at that too. And look at Todak, they're looking to actually secure their first tower, but there's still Ogre Bappy already popping out Zapdos to actually clear this wave up. When we're about to go.
Oh, he's gonna put a lot. The Rhapsody comes through. Ace, oh, he gets pulled backwards. It's fine. Ace is able to sustain all that damage coming in. While on the top side, Moon trying to make something happen. Soul gets kicked back with the Wave of the Dragon, but they already pick up 2 kills for the side of Todak with nothing. For the side of Todak without any retaliation coming in from EVOS.
Wow, such smooth works and mechanics being displayed from both the top and bottom laners. And now, look at EVOS. We're going to see a little bit of that replay coming from Black Shark, and that Way of the Dragon there secured a kill. Of course, now back into the action because we have our second turtle up and coming.
Yeah, and now this is going to be really quick turtle for Todak. They pulled it away. They got the 2 kills, and they're like, your death timers are too long. You're not going to have enough members. I'm going to take this easy peasy. Now, the question is, where can Todak kind of really punish EVOS Esports here?
Interesting movements coming from members of Todak, but look at that though.
Nah, the sidesteps predicted everything. Potato couldn't even land a single. That's Sonata.
Yeah, this is why they went in for that Hayabusa pickup there, so that he could easily just sidestep all that. And of course, Chiku here, he's known to also play a couple of great assassins, and he's going to look in towards split pushing towards the later phase of the game. It's still way too early to tell because they haven't really gotten all too much from the bottom lane. Oh, look at that.
King's Colin already popped out. Oh dear, Bambi uses 7 for some preemptively chrono dashes out of there. However, they're going to immediately go on a dive. Wow, that conversion. They take a turret as well. That was so quick.
Of course, that's like a buy one, free one attempt coming from EVOS Esports. They understood.
Oh no. Oh no, they're walking into it. They're dead. They're completely locked up. E1, he gets a huge kick onto the damage dealers. And now they're pulling into the back. Bambi quickly dodging it out of the pull. They're trying to turn this around. And they do. The last insanity is enough. And there we have it. X4 completely annihilating the back line.
Wow, that was pretty much beautiful. We look at X4 with that last insanity, popping them all up. Let's have a little instant replay here. Great kick in towards that Kaya. And this is where Todak tries to actually finish off members of EVOS, but they did not see Soul coming in from the back, and that annihilated the rest of Todak with that sort of flank coming in from the mid lane.
And more importantly, they use so many resources, and this is causing them to have I mean, it's a slight goal difference altogether, but it's not enough. Another kill going over to Chiku here.
Turtle
He's
resurrecting
making sure
soon.
he is utilizing the Hayabusa very well.
Yeah, and that OG Cat Shadow kill definitely dished out a chunk loads of damage. Now, JPL all by himself. Of course, you don't really want to actually use the Divine Judgment onto E1, but now Bambi trying to focus on him with the Zaman Force as well, going in for the chase, but the rest of Todak is coming by as well. So that pulls them off of that turtle, while EVOS Esports could slowly set it up as well. But over the bottom lane, we still see a little bit of back and forth. Blade of Despair as well as the Tina Shield has been bought by Todak's side.
That's going to be a pretty big buy. Calamity Reaper has already been finished by the side of Oh Dear Bambi. A lot of Bloodlust access as well, but this game, it's going to be slow and steady. But right now, Hayabusa, he really needs his items.
Oh yeah, looking at Hayabusa here, of course, that's going to be pretty much a late game of third for them, but look at Daze. And he's just slowly playing this one out, just guarding off that turtle, and now they managed to secure that mid lane turret for EVOS SG.
The rest of the team slowly playing. They're playing this out very, very slowly. It's a lot more methodical here. EVOS already knew they had a 3K goal lead. They kind of whiffed it a little bit, and now they're trying to like claw back and maintain this 2K lead that they've developed.
Yeah, and we of course talked about this before because they really got to be really careful. Both sides don't really want to make mistakes from this point onwards, or else we'll lose out pretty much instantly in that sort of sense. But look at Bambi here. A little bit of overextension, trying to spot out members of Todak, but Dinas here already guarding that section here. So that turtle is going to turn into a Lord, but the rest of the members of Todak are focusing down on the bottom side.
Yeah, Moon is kind of interchanging between the two, making sure he has enough charge. X-Ray is going to get a good kick back into the lane, but they're going to go for the dive, breaking the perimeter armor. Wow, my goodness, that was well planned for the side of Todak. They allowed Cho to chunk out that Firagra armor, and then they sent Chiku in with an okay shadow kill. No minions to protect him, lands every single hit.
That's a perfect setup. Like, 2 ults is all it takes to get that 1 kill up. And what can the X1 do? And for Todak, they not only get the kill, they get 2 turrets in a row, while EVOS Esports, they're already at the first ward of this match. But instead, Todak goes in response. They won the game instead!
Oh, they're trying to go for it, but the rest of the team is kind of pulling backwards. Mitsutar is locking up.
Initiate
finally
retreat.
there. Oh my goodness, that was some good timing. If they had a little bit more, they would have lost it there. But now, oh dear Bambi, he's not going to let Nunas get away with this. He's locking it up for so long, but JPL is taking so much damage. He locked him up, pulls him back into that. Chiku has been dragged in, baited by JPL. He pats himself on the back. He should be proud of that one.
I'm proud of him too with that amazing flicker, and he debated him just like that. And I, of course, would like to highlight once again that crazy push attack coming in from Todak right on the bottom lane. Of course, they knew that they were already at the Lord, so they made full good use of that. And there was no arrivals, There's nothing much that they could possibly do. And now we're seeing a little bit of that hustle inside the jungle here as Bambi tries to snatch the buff away.
Yeah, they also got really unlucky because the minion wave just spawned and they just finished Lord. So the Lord ended up spawning a lot sooner than it should have. Fireguard armor already being broke by the side of Soul. Tries to get a good pull. Oh wait, no, Fireguard armor is just a little bit there, but he flickers forward. X-Ray wants to get the kill. 3 hits the Dracundo. 1 more with a shut call. The passive is enough to auto attack him to death. Soul goes down.
A solo kill in the grand finals. If that's not a flex, it's not really the grand finals, is that? And of course, now we're looking at the side of Todak already finishing off that Lord, clearing it up. So EVOS Esports, they didn't really get that sort of advantage. And with that, even though EVOS Esports does have the goal favoring them for the time being, it doesn't mean all too much at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree here. Both teams are playing really equally as of right now, and EVOS Esports, that was their one opportunity to maybe get an inhibitor back, and they find the catch.
Oh my goodness me, look at him go, being stuck in between, and the rest of the comes marching through, but it's out the top as well. The X-Ray going in with the weight of the dragon, over the back, he was getting stopped down as well. Now it's up to Moon to actually go in and rush up, but it will be that killing spree and the hands of, oh dear Bambi.
That was looking really, really good here. And Chiku, they were trying to force out a fight so that Chiku may potentially get a good push down on the bottom side of the map. And I think it was really well played. You have to kind of give it a finesse there, buying the Winter Treasure just to make that play.
Oh, yep, and that's because that we're having a little bit more of that puzzle up in the top side with the order of drill. Mid pump, and here comes the Granger looking for more. As Moon tries to dash away. Oh, dear Bambi going at the
Mega kill!
and the 1-for-1 and the mega kill for Bambi.
Oh my goodness. So far, this has just been a tough game overall. And what used to be one of the greatest picks of all time, Lunox has one of the lowest win rates, second lowest of any hero pick, 27% in the playoffs.
Well, of course, that infographic is pretty much useful for us because we know how many nerves have Lunox been hit with. Like, at least 3 patches to say the least, and now they're bringing it up. But I would say, those with that very low win rate, it doesn't mean that you cannot win at all with that. Let's have a little bit of that replay up onto the top side. And look at how Bambi went on for the chase.
Oh yeah, Bambi knew it's like, okay, he's going to be A-okay. He shouldn't die here. All of a sudden, the watch shadow comes off of cooldown instantly, allowing him to close that gap and get right in front of Potato's face.
That's right. And now, of course, taking a little bit breather here. Let's watch what will potentially happen because EVOS Esports, they find that really great pickup over the top side here. And yet again, Todak did respond pretty well to that. So those minutes won't be hitting on those turrets anytime soon. And now that they get a little bit of that reset of that momentum, yep, of course.
Todak pause.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit more.
Twice, man. What is happening?
Hopefully, they're not facing too much of a technical issue from either side here because it'd be really terrible, especially during the playoffs, especially in the grand finals, if you lose because, oh, it was lagging a little too hard.
Oh, no. This is not, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen here. This is very important, man. We talk about a season 4. There's a lot more than just money on the line, man. A lot more than just pride as well. We're talking about M1. We're talking about, I mean, technically both of these teams are already there, but you know, they still want to come out as the strongest team. They want to be, they want to go in M1 knowing that they won MPL.
That's right.
Actually, it might be beneficial to not win it here because then the spotlight isn't on you during M1 where the other teams are like, okay, let's research the champions of MYSG.
Well, I would say that at least when you do have the title, people will be fearing to fight you off if they were to be playing M1.
Gotta have that. Gotta have that big D energy, huh?
They both make sense, but you don't want to lose this, Gideon. Just because you don't want the spotlight on you.
That's true. I don't know, but honestly, it'd be 300 IQ if one of these teams they're like, all right, yeah, in an interview, we lost on purpose just so we can win M1, and they actually win M1. That'd be insane.
I can guess.
I'm not too sure whether any of these teams have that sort of level of confidence.
That foresight.
Well, you would be a great coach if you would.
Yeah,
I'm telling my team, like, don't worry, just lose so that we can win M1 later.
Reverse psychology.
That would be terrible. But we're coming back into this game. Thanks, Faraz, for joining us for the time being.
And nope.
Welcome back, Faraz, for the time being.
Todak pause, man. Todak pause.
All right. So, of course, we get a little bit of that tech going on. Of course, this shouldn't matter all too much, but we're seeing a little bit of that stare coming in from the side of EVOS Esports where, you know, sometimes it gets a little bit annoying, and they gotta keep themselves calm because, yes, they do pick up that momentum from the game. They don't want to drop the ball, and to EVOS Esports, this means everything. Now, I'm gonna hold your thought of like losing it so that you can't really get feared inside of M1 and people will try to beat you off, because EVOS Esports, I gotta bring this back once again.
Okay.
They've been on second place for 2 times in a row. They don't want this third chance to slip. And of course, Singapore, of course, with so many of that talent coming in, there was a lot of all that heated argument of whether or not, you know, Malaysia is better than Singapore, Singapore is better than Malaysia.
That's fair, that's fair.
They want to prove a point and say that, hey, we're here to stay, and we've been pretty consistent so far towards the regular season. We don't want to waste our time training day in, day out.
Here is my rebuttal. You remember Season 3, Geek Fam, they defeated EVOS in that Game 4.
5 games.
5 games. They brought it all the way to 5 games.
Yeah.
But in Game 4 already, they're like crushing their spirits. Here's the interesting thing. They go to an international tournament, MSC, and all of a sudden, they get paired up and EVOS knock them out of the tournament.
Yep.
We don't know. I mean, if you're talking about statement, that's also a pretty strong statement in itself.
Oh yeah, and with that being said, you can definitely come in with that sort of comeback. But what are your thoughts, Boris?
I mean, I don't know. Are you talking about, wait, are you talking about EVOS and Geekfam or EVOS and Todak?
I mean, we're talking about how even if they lose here and they make a bigger statement in M1, which is the bigger statement here? Tough one, isn't it?
It's so tough. I can't think about it. You know,
why not get both?
Yeah, why not get? Why is Gideon's always about lose it here and then win it big?
Because again, international tournaments compared to just winning regionally.
Of course, okay. If I were to answer the question, of course, if we look at this in December and EVOS won, then it would be better.
That would be better.
But tonight, if EVOS loses, it ain't good. For a month, they'll be. And the thing is, think about it. If they lose here, mentally, they're going to be broken down, right? Up until M1. So it's going to be harder. But at the same time, you're right. Sometimes revenge is also a good motivation. Now, we are back into the game, gentlemen.
Yep, that's right. Of course, I would say having silverware is not enough. You want some goldenware.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. I'll give you that one. Now, Todak keeping control of the game as much as possible. They are down by 3K.
Resurrecting soon.
We've seen this exact same position in Game 1. Todak a little bit behind. EVOS, they get caught out once, or a bad team fight, or they get debated. Can they learn from their mistakes? Can they end this game and tell Todak, hey, we're not messing around here no more?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure none of them are messing around, and this means serious business. Even Todak, they made a couple of all those sort of errors, and they fix it in the next fight, usually. But now, let's have a look at some of these item builds for that crop right there, Athena, Shield, Immortality. So this means that they should not even have their eyes focused on E1 if they were ever going to that battle.
Yeah, I mean, E1 does a decent amount of chunking damage, but again, their main targets are going to be those carries. Moon, that brilliance, he has to hold it up for that crucial moment.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, Blue Knox right there is one of those sort of key picks that you would possibly try to bait these enemies to come right in. To once try to pop that brilliance, and once they pop the brilliance, there's just no more escaping unless they do have the flicker. But in this sense here, we're looking at a lot more defense mechanism coming in from the side of Todak in case if they were to slip up a little bit, they could still fall back to the safety net.
I definitely agree here, but I think it's going to be a tough match no matter what. Todak's Chifu, that Hayabusa basically can one-shot Potato, and Potato has to be so careful of it. Had he been playing something else that where it sticks closer to the team, it doesn't have to be so far away from them when they go for these engages, giving Hayabusa that angle, it might have been different. So he always has to keep in mind, like, where is Chiku? Can he quad shadow into me? Can he close that gap?
That's right. Always leaving questions in the heads of EVOS Esports. But then again, Chiku has been picked off 4 times. It's not enough. Speaking of a pickup, that will be Chiku out. And we were just talking about it.
Wait, they have another split pusher here, but the fight is going to continue for now. Todak's in trouble, forces out the flicker. Great Guardian's barrier again from Ione. Man, those walls are absolutely annoying.
Definitely something to be proud of, but here comes the Lord attack coming from the side of EVOS Esports. Can E1 stop him on his track? He's going to go in for that full thing, but that's going to be a little bit backdoor action for X-Ray as well. And here comes EVOS trying to take the ball. But and X-Ray fire at EVOS Esports. They find the winning condition, and now what can they not do but to fall?
Oh man, even popping the winter trunks to hold it off. 2 people go down. A great defense coming from EVOS Esports, especially since X-Ray was like, hey, I'm gonna split push. I am so strong. Gets really close. But again, the immortality as well as the items bought by the export. He plays it well, holds his ground, keeps the team alive.
Wow. Now, look at this. EVOS Esports, they were not really in deficit, but Todak made one error, but they tried to force something out of the bag, and they got caught red-handed for that. But I would say EVOS here, they already got this sort of Lord being snatched away, and Todak, of course, get a little bit more time, especially in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it's okay for EVOS Esports to kind of sacrifice their tier 2, mainly because Lord is just so much more of a priority. Now they have to go back, kind of clear off the Lord empowered minions, and you know, they're gonna do their housekeeping before they look to get another catch or maybe force another fight out of Todak here. Remember, Potato is scaling so nicely. He's got all the items he needs to really hard carry this game.
Yeah, only a couple more items for full gold build for every single one of all of these players on the board. And I'm looking at Chiku once again. Can he possibly pull something out of that Hayabusa that he just picked? Oh dear, Bambi, 6, 1, and 8. And he's already finished off all these core items. While we're just waiting for Kaya to get a little bit more buff here.
Oh, wow. Kaya about a Thunder Belt. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, which is why I'm looking at it for the time being. But then again, it's working out so far.
I mean, he just got it. Let's see how effective it's going to be. Right now, Mincetar is making sure that Oh Dear Bambi doesn't get to really run around like how he wants. Oh, he's going to get spotted out here. Oh, yeah, they see them. They know. They're going to go for a full fight. The King's Calling is full. The full coming in from Oh Dear Bambi. He's going to dance around outside the King's Calling. And they get the first kill as well as a mega kill. As Potato, he's just so huge, knocking them out one by one.
Oh, Potato really using the depth now really well, and they thought they would go unnoticed, but EVOS can smell this fetish right across. Of course, no pun intended.
Todak might be like, what'd you say?
Oh well, what I'm saying here is that we're going to see a little bit more of that 1v1 coming from the top side while EVOS Esports forcing a little bit of the flank, waiting for the walls to come down, and they will try to crash right in. E1 knocking into the wall as well, and now they're going to break in towards the mid side. Arrival being channeled in towards the mid lane here as EVOS regroups, but instead they got that one canceled out.
That was really nice coming in. 2 pickoffs for the side of EVOS Esports. Netted them an inhibitor turret. This is going to be a slow, grindy game. And so far, it's been great. So, 18 minutes. Chiku just got his Blade of Despair. They're coming towards their final... everyone should have their final build at this point. The tanks are going to catch up eventually. But the most important part here for EVOS Esports, who can they catch? Can they get the bigger targets?
Yeah, I feel like for them to actually catch the bigger targets, they have to get past the Grok and Mincetar first before anything else. And all these sort of front lines are so beefy right now with those immortalities left intact. You can see that they don't want any of that sort of action. So it's getting stunned by the wall. All these fight will be beneficial for them. But Chao over in the back, will he go in for the play? And speaking of play, Wing of Dragon over on the 8. Will join into the back as well. And there comes the rest of the family. And this will be a little bit of slaughter. But Chao go back away. Here comes the knock coming from the X-Ray as well. And so tries to fall back. The rest of EVOS Esports, they know they have to retreat.
Oh dear, Bambi, he's coming in. He's coming in. There he is. He's trying to make this happen. The Chrono Dance is already popped. He pops the Salmon Force, and he's already on top of them. He's killing them one by one, but Chiku ain't gonna let him sit by himself. The last insanity finally gets the reset, brings the Viagra armor, instantly killing off the Mincetar, who is out of position. He has to pull backwards. He gets shut down as well. A double kill, 2 for 2 after an amazingly long engage.
Bambi turned this fight around, and they got every single advantage intact. But after that team fight, they did not really recall too much. It just stop Todak right now.
I mean,
yeah.
It's a 2 for 3 so far, and though it looked really, really good for EVOS, they don't have enough people to safely secure the Lord for themselves. If they do the Lord right now, and Jigu kind of sticks his nose out a little too far, he could potentially look for a kill. The only deterrent as of right now is that the waves are not in their favor.
That's right, and this is by far the longest game of the playoffs. We're breaking the 20-minute mark already, and it seems to me it's pretty much a stalemate for the time being. But there is that Lord. That Lord's going to make that huge difference. Whoever snatched that one away, I would say, might just walk away with that victory.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong here. Somebody needs to be the hero of their team. Someone needs to make a big play. Potato right now is gigantic. 2.3K off of crits. That is insane.
Yeah, I would say anyone getting hit by that critical damage, they just gotta run. They cannot even afford to stay in the front line. I don't care if it's E1 or even X-Ray. If you are a frontliner and if you're taking too much before you even do all these sort of what the tank could possibly pull up with those hard engages, then I would say it's a waste of space.
Yeah, now both sides, they're kind of managing the waves really well. Top side is getting pushed in here. X-Ray has a great push going. The real question is, can Seoul hold off with this exploit? Wait, something's happening towards the Lord side. Let's have a look at what's going on over there. The King's Kong has already been pushed. JPL is caught out. He's going to go down. He can't really get out of this. The Quad Shadow has already been used as well as the OK Shadow kill. Potato trying to disengage the entire fight with the Destinata. Oh dear, Babby, he's walking up the Savage Force. Has already been popped. Nazi's in trouble. Glorious
top lane.
Oh my goodness! You gotta stop it, Ione. The Guardian's barrier slows down the assault. Both disengage. Ione takes a full Rhapsody to the face, but he can take it. He's the tank for the team.
Yeah, and arrival in time towards the top side here. It's gonna be told up members just pushing it all the way back. Oh no! Oh my goodness, it will be taken up, and Hylos is down for the count. X-Ray getting chased in by Onir Babby with the Savage Force being used, and he still survives. How on earth did he survive that? But Soul still going for the chase, looking for the Hayabusa. Hayabusa still has immortality. There's no point chasing onto Chiku because that is a little bit of that wasted effort, and now this might be call time for the Lord.
Oh my gosh, they're one member down for the side of EVOS Esports, and their big ticket ultimates have already been used. The real question, can Todak safely secure this Lord? Both sides know exactly what each other want. I'm just so surprised that EVOS Esports wasn't able to pick up more kills from the side of Todak.
They could have done so, but look at Chao sliding away. Jitkudu and Shunpo just getting himself into its safety, and even now, Todak, they know they have that one-man advantage, but they do not dare to even touch the Lord for now.
Yeah, it's just too much of a risk, especially since their big ticket ultimates. Jigu doesn't have the OK Shadow kill. Moon just got his ultimate back up. And now they have to play this really carefully here.
Oh, this is definitely getting a little bit intense as we look at one more member getting caught off. EVOS Esports will likely let him slide off the that walls, causing him a little bit of trouble here. Of course, that Phantom Steed's not going to be able to do all too much. Well, I got it confused. It's actually a Hylos with the right pathway.
Yep, and they're trying to make things and make ends meet for the side of EVOS Esports. They're going to be taking away the wave. They're playing it slow. E1 can take the damage. He doesn't care, but again, Lord is getting super dangerously low. They're looking for an angle to go in. They get an initial catch on the backline. Potato quickly Rondo's out of there. The fight has already begun. E1 trying to put it on himself, but they need to take Lord. Someone needs to make a decision. Do they fight or do they take Lord? The King Lord is on top. JPL gets the Lord. They get knocked out. They can turn this around. EVOS Esports is pulling it on forward. They're pulling back. His Todak can't take the damage. Finds the Firestorm, yanking them back in. JPL gets the Divine Judgment. Moon is going down. The Lightning Trumpet is trying to put. He holds himself still, but again, no members of EVOS Esports goes down. The arrival! The arrival!
But there's the Lord that he needs to take down. He cannot stop this push, and it will be members of EVOS trying to go for that base race as well. What can they do? And EVOS is trying to equalize. There's the Nuts coming in and kicking it back as well. Knocking Babby up in the air. Way up the bracket. Stop EVOS, and now the split push has already been stopped. And Potato is trying to crack open those immortalities, doing a lot of damage to X-Ray. They've got one pump, and here comes the Lord.
They need to end it. Lord is already here. Glorious Righteous Pathway has been dropped. They need to destroy that freaking core here. Nanas is holding his one. Nobody is able to protect them now. EVOS Esports finally take a game off of Toda. Look at Potato. He is hyped.
Oh, I would say I'm hyped as well, because now we're seeing both sides calling it a truce and equalizing this